Today's video is on the Dragon King Modern Wakizashi. This one is a very agile blade. It's got a G10 handle with some tigers on it. There's some specs, up close looks, and cut testing with this one from Dragon King. All right, first impressions on the Modern Wakizashi from Dragon King. First of all, there's a tiger on it on this side, and there's a tiger on this side too. Super dope. What makes this modern is really the materials. That's essentially what it is. And there's three main components of the materials that make it modern. Obviously, this is of Japanese origin. Normally, sometimes these would have the traditional ray skin and the wrap underneath them. You'll see that a lot with Hanwei and other traditional wakizashi. This is a 1566 high carbon steel blade with a nice curve to it. The handle itself is not the traditional wrap, it's G10, which a lot of folding knives actually use G10. And then it has a lanyard hole as well, which you would not see. You wouldn't see lanyard holes in traditional wakizashi. So that's so you can tie some cord around it if you want to do that for a wrist wrap. That's totally up to you. So steel quality and also handle material as well. And then the last thing that really makes it more modern is the scabbard. It's not a glossy scabbard. It's actually more of like a flatter, or has a coating on it that prevents, moisture building up and also reduces the effect of scratches, so that it's it's more of like the modern tactical type of thing. The great thing though about the way that they did this is there's some modern tactical blades that I've picked up in the past, I've cut with like off camera and all that, and I'm kind of just like meh. But this one, not just because I'm reviewing it, they got a lot of stuff right. The handle shape, the placement of the tigers actually makes sense. So that one tiger is going to go right into the pointer finger, and then the other tiger is actually right into the palm of your hand. So it's right into that, more toward this section of the hand. I'll just flip it over. See, it goes right into there. So that was an intelligent placement of it. I think if it was opposite, it would feel really awkward. So I'm really glad they did that, because then you can grip that around with the thumb and then into towards the pinky. If you have a pinky callus like me from training with swords for so long, you got one right there. That's pretty much where that's placed. Handle's not short, so we've got a couple finger distance, about a 3 finger distance from the end of it. Not really used as a two-handed weapon, but still plenty of there for the comfort of it. The guard's just a little small, but I don't really think that's really that big of a deal. These weren't really extended hand guards like you would see in Europe anyway. It's really just there so that if you thrust, your hand doesn't slide up the blade, or you're cutting, you've got a little bit more, you got something in the way of a razor blade in your hand. So I'm gonna put the scabbard down. This feels like a miniature saber in a way. Now I know it's a curved blade, it's wakizashi, it's Japanese, but even with larger cuts, even getting different cuts around, even with broken strikes, it actually flies really well. Obviously, you guys have been on this channel for a really long time. I train Kali, and mostly associated with more shorter blades, and this would be kind of in that shorter sword category pretty much, I would say. Just having a little bit more of a swept back blade than you would for something of this length, generally speaking. But for direct cuts on this, it cuts really well. It's not super heavy, so getting this around, even with broken strikes, it's a really nice blade. And then thrusting as well, because you've got that extra grip on the G10. Obviously, I'm pretty sweaty right now. It's really hot out. I think it's like 90 degrees out. So, having it field tested in a way is a G10 works. And then having the extra tigers on there, not only is it good spirit energy, but it's also good traction under the grip when your hand gets slippery. That's intended for if you're working different forms in your own training, or if you are doing cut testing at the Tommy mats and water bottles and things like that. Okay, that's what I have to say about it. First impressions, probably one of my more preferred wakizashi from point of balance, how the handle feels, and overall how this thing flies through space. So let's do some up close looks at this in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. Overall length 27 3/8 inches, blade length 20 3/4 inches. Weight is 1 pound 8 ounces. The edge is very sharp. Width is 28.5 millimeters with a thickness of 6.5 down to 4.2 millimeters. The pommel is integrated on a G10 handle with a point of balance of 3 1/4 inches from the guard. Grip length 6 3/8 inches with a blade steel of 1566 high carbon steel. This is manufactured by Dragon King. All right, let's take a look at the cut testing. I used water bottles this time, water jugs, because we do not have any tatami mats, unfortunately. I would have loved to do attack by combinations with this on tatami mats, so maybe I'll bring it back. I'll have them reship it back to me for other cut testing stuff, for like a big plethora of wakizashi. I should do like a whole wakizashi month. Comment below if you want to see a wakizashi month for the YouTube channel, just like different price points of it, and just kind of a compare and contrast where we can just, you know, mash up a bunch of tatami. All right, let's take a look at the cut testing for the modern wakizashi. All right, I'm going for it. I'm gonna go forehand horizontal, right to that bottle cap. Looks like I got it. Let's hit it with some combinations after this. All right, thanks for joining me for this review of the Dragon King Modern Wakizashi. This one's available at kultofathena.com. Click the link in the description below this video to buy this one today and pick it up and add to your collection. I'm really impressed with the overall care and attention to detail, from how I mentioned before about the placement here and then also here with the two tigers. I like that it's a scratch resistant scabbard, and I overall just like the fit and feel of it. If you want to see more wakizashis, let me know in the comments below. I'm your host, Tom, from King YouTube channel. You subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok and on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one.